O'Connell, 20 of 35 for 242, 2 touchdowns, and Bowers checking off those 3 big boxes on Sunday's list.
Like I said from day one, he was special when he walked in the door, and he was special again today. Doesn't want no attention. The team tried to grab him at the very end, and he doesn't even want to break down the team in a team huddle. But all he cares about is winning and smiling. I mean, he can break records, but just watch him at the victories. That's the true Brock Bowers, because he's a competitor. He's a true pro. And like I said, I mean, it's scary how good this kid could be.
I mean, it's pretty awesome. I mean, it's always been like a childhood goal to play in the NFL, obviously, and then to come in here and, I mean, be able to catch as many balls as I did and get as many yards as I did. I mean, it's pretty shocking to me, I guess. It's pretty cool.
Pretty cool, pretty shocking, and pretty impressive. Brock Bowers, again, most receiving yards by a rookie tight end all time, passing Ditka. Most receptions by a rookie all time, any position, passes Nakua. Most receptions in a season in Raiders history, passes Darren Waller. They all belong to Brock Bowers. Back in studio, Joe Musso, Bryant McFadden. Mac, this hasn't been the season the Raiders wanted, but this is the guy that they need. And Brock Bowers has been spectacular through the ups and downs, the different quarterbacks, all that has been said, potentially a first overall pick. They drop pretty far down with another win here, and we're not focused on that. We're focused on these records.
Yeah.
We saw him do it in college, and he's continuing to do it at the professional level. How has it translated so well for Bowers?
He's just an unbelievable talent at the tight end position, but he's an offensive weapon that plays the tight end position, and that's why we've seen so much sound production from Brock Bowers in his rookie campaign. And the thing I want us to realize and understand, we're not talking about the greatness of Brock Bowers enough, in my opinion, because you remember when Puka Nacua did what he did a year ago in terms of the receptions, how much it was praised and talked about.
It was a team pushing for playoffs.
Exactly. And that's why some of the things that Brock Bowers has done hasn't been overemphasized like I think it should have been. Not to mention, he's had to break these records while receiving passes from Gardner Minshew, Aiden O'Connell, Desmond Ridder.
I mean, 1,100 yards for anybody at any position is impressive in an NFL season, let alone a rookie, let alone a tight end, Mac.
Not the ideal situation in terms of being a rookie pass catcher in terms of the quarterback play, because they were in a flux at the position. Gardner Minshew went out. Aiden O'Connell came in. He dealt with the injury. They picked up Desmond Ridder off the street. It didn't matter. Whoever was lining up at the quarterback position, either under center or in the shotgun formation, he was going to give us numbers. And when you factor in looking at their offense, once upon a time, they did have who? Davante Adams. You traded away Davante Adams. So when you factor in Jacoby Myers being the only experienced pass catcher, all of the attention in terms of defenses went to who? Brock Bowers. That is the guy we have to stop. Yep. So he was able to still give you quality, consistent production while seeing extra attention in passing opportunities. This is a kid, when you look at what he did at Georgia, the same freshman campaign that he gave Georgia, he gave the NFL the same thing in his rookie campaign. Remember when he jumped on the scene years ago in Athens for UGA? Dominated.
That's a freshman?
That's a freshman.
That's a freshman?
No question. And then, of course, he continued to pile year after year, and then he gets into the National Football League.
As a rookie?
As a rookie, you're like, wow. But everything he's done is quietly been done. It hasn't been overly emphasized because of how bad the team has been. Collectively, yes, they've been a bad team, but as an individual, he's been the best in the world. And you look at what he's done, and he still has one more game to improve on those said stats.
Yep.
He's putting together a unbelievable rookie campaign at the tight end position, something that we might not see done for a very, very long time, because, correct me if I'm wrong, Joe, how long was Coach Ditka's?
1961 for the coach.
1961, that record stood intact until this year because of Brock Bowers.
Unbelievable stuff. Today we shine that spotlight on Brock Bowers.
Give him his flowers, please.
A route doctor. PhD confirmed, the day that belongs to Bowers.
Offensive weapon that plays the tight end position. Just imagine how good he could be when they get really good quarterbacks.
I know you like to do it. You just move back and you just do one of these.
Shots
Bowers.
Brock. Yeah.
All right, here's a look at the draft order, because with this win, the Raiders
keep moving back.
4-12. That's a big slog. 8th overall. Just one clear of the Saints at 5-11. That could drop you even further if they do find a win in Week 18. With that in mind, Mac, you go tight end a year ago. Looked like maybe 2 weeks ago you're thinking quarterback, 1st overall for the Raiders. Now you're looking at the 8th overall pick. How does How does the future of this franchise change because of the wins that we've seen over these last 3 weeks?
Of course, Joe, they need to add a quarterback, a guy who can be a day one starter for them. You look at what they've done over the last few years, especially since moving on from Derek Carr. They've been trying to find a way to kind of patch up a significant hole. And they didn't have enough material to patch up that hole, and there lies leaks. So when you look at the Raiders right now being towards the back end of the top 10, either you use the resources to move up to go get that quarterback that you believe can change your organization, or potentially you go out and maybe go inquire about a guy like Sam Darnold, right? Now, what he's done this season has been unbelievable. But the thing you have to monitor and be mindful of, the success that we're watching from Sam Darnold, is it more so about Sam Darnold finally figuring it out, or is it more so about Kevin O'Connell just being that quarterback whisperer in terms of getting the most out of the position regardless who the quarterback is?
And it's likely an intersection of those two things, but it very much matters.
I agree.
Who's going to be in that helmet if it's not Kevin O'Connell in Minnesota?
Now,
Vegas,
also,
someone special as well.
We have to understand in terms of the Raiders, will Antonio Pierce be the head coach moving forward in 2025? If he is not the guy, which direction will this organization go? And then, even though Tom Brady is not a part of the coaching staff, he will have a say-so into what that position will look like at the quarterback spot for the Raiders. So they're going to do their due diligence from top to bottom within the organization to try to find a way to get the quarterback that best suits what they want their team to look like moving forward, and that gives them the best position, to be in the best position to win ball games. Because I'll say this, and I'll say this week in and week out, if you do not have a quarterback, the field is not 100 yards. It feels like it's 150. You have to drive an extra 50 to try to score. It's harder. It's tougher. And you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. When you watch offenses that don't have a quarterback, it's a grueling experience trying to watch them drive the length of the football field, because it's hard when you don't have a quarterback. Think about the teams that have good quarterback play. Feels like they only got to drive 50, 40.
I'll tell you this much. Whoever the quarterback is, whoever the coach is, they got a tight end to work.
Road to 89.
Find Brock Bowers. Mac, appreciate the thoughts as always. As the Raiders try and figure it out moving forward, Vegas, a day of celebration, but another win, and with that, they drop further in that draft order. Week 16 and 17, pair of victories, 22 points per game, enough to get it done, taking the ball away and celebrating on Brock Bowers Day.